Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you so much for watching. For those of you who don't know, this is week 4 of me losing my job and attempting to become a full-time artist. And for those of you who don't know, essentially my company got bought out, I got wrapped up, my whole team got laid off, and I've been doing this art stuff for like 8 going on 9 years now, and I have this crazy idea that I can maybe make it work. And this weekly check-in is really just to document my state of mind, how I'm feeling, how things are going. And this week, things get really real. And the fact that technically I had a 4-week heads up and I've been doing very little at my job, like maybe an hour a day. But today is the first week of the last week of me actually having a job. Friday is my last day. Friday is my last paycheck. And then I'm really on my own and I really have to figure this out. So this has just been a lot of buildup of me just getting ready, getting the schedule ready, getting that mind state ready. And, I think I've been doing a good job. I feel pretty confident, which is funny because over the weekend I went and saw some family for an early Thanksgiving. And dude, on the plane, I was listening to Balloonerism, an album by Mac Miller, unreleased. His family released it after he passed. And there's a song on there, really good, called Funny Papers. And I was listening to it and I had almost like a mental breakdown, started tearing up just a little bit in the fact that this album, he didn't put it out. This is a throwaway album, and this song is so beautiful. Like, if I made this, it'd be the best thing I ever made. And for him, it didn't even deserve to be in his catalog in his mind. And it just, I think because it messed my head up in the fact of, I've always told myself, I'm not making the best art out there because I don't have 250 hours a week. I have to, work a job, pay my bills, go to the grocery store, do stuff that, eats up 90% of my time in a given week. And I'm like, if I had 10 hours a day to work on art, I could make some of the best stuff out there too. And I was listening to this and I'm like, I don't know if I could ever make something this beautiful. And I guess, this whole experiment of me giving myself 6 months to a year here to try and figure it out, we'll really find out. But it was messing with my head of like, am I just not good enough? Can I actually not make something that beautiful? Or has it really just been an issue of I haven't had enough time? And I don't know. I want to keep plugging away at this YouTube stuff and make something. And I think there's a level too of like, I think I've been trying to make stuff that's like very YouTube friendly, but I also forget like I want to make short films. I want to make stuff that's like a little more artsy. And I think I'm kind of wrapped up in getting stuff that gets numbers, but I also should not forget to make stuff that I think is beautiful or like touches the soul. And like, I don't know, just like I need to focus on that too. And I think I spend a little too much time trying to make like, camera ranked gear videos and stuff like that. And not that those are dumb and not that those aren't important, but that should be really, supplemental to making things that are the things I want to make. I almost feel like I haven't even made anything I really want to make yet. And, but as far as that goes, yeah, last paycheck's on Friday and I have started working, something called Shipped. It's essentially, I grocery shop and make a couple bucks. It just doesn't pay a ton. If people tip, it actually makes it worth my time, but it's really just enough to like put gas in my tank and like cover me going to get groceries or something stupid like eggs and milk. Cause it's kind of nice because I'll go to the grocery store and like just need something and then I'll turn it on and usually I'll get an order and then I'll be able to buy what I need. Plus I can like shop for someone else and usually the delivery's by my house. And so I grab that, it covers my groceries and then some. But yeah, no, it's definitely a level of I need to figure something out in the fact that probably doing this YouTube thing right now, I only make about $1 a day. I can't live on that. I could start cranking up the commission stuff. I could get back on Upwork. I could start doing stuff like that. But yeah, I definitely need to figure out money. I don't even really care about money. It's really the fact that I just want to do things. Like I would like to go on a trip. I would like to take my fiance out to eat, like stuff like that. I would like to just, I felt bad that we were at like Thanksgiving and it's just like I could tell someone wanted a second drink and like times are tough all around. Like everyone's kind of like, I think money's tight and that makes it hard on the art side too. Like we're doing our calendar this year and maybe it's just kind of a slow start. I think that most people just don't have like $33 to throw at a calendar. Cause you know what, historically we've probably been at like 70 calendars a year. And I think like we'll get close to that, but I think it's going to be the first year we don't surpass ourselves. And I think that's okay. Like, I think it's okay to take a step back, to take a step forward kind of thing. And for those of you who don't know, sometimes I apologize. I assume you have the whole context of my life. This is the 5th annual photo calendar that me and my fiance have done since we've actually started talking to each other in a romantic sense. But no, it's beautiful. We do a good job. If you're interested, I'll put a link down below. Not really the point. Really, the point is I need to start making stuff. And it's like I want to do photo books, and I want to do like a zine. A zine? A zine. It's like a shortened magazine, essentially. It's like usually 10 to 15 pages. Like, I just want to start doing small one-off projects where it's like I want it to be a physical, tangible thing. Like, posting Instagram's cool and all, but like I want to be able to like hold my photo. I want to do prints and stuff. And it's just like, it's one thing to be like, I have no money. So just invest money in buying something, and it's like, all right, no one else has money, and it's like I'm just further in the hole, and I have a box of books. Maybe that's a dumb idea. It's like, all right, now I can't afford rent, and I have a box of books. And it's just like crazy, because even like looking at art fairs, I don't know what it's like for you guys in your area, but like I was looking at art fairs and stuff, and like it's like $50 to $75 an application, and I'm just like, all right, I might not even get it. I don't even have inventory. Like, I don't know. I think this week I'm taking a step back towards being a little more afraid, in the fact that that last paycheck's on Friday, and I think I'm going to kind of set not an outrageous goal, but I really think I should start doing long form daily. And the fact that like I need to get a video out daily. And like, yes, I think I need to get better about working on short-term projects, like something like this. I just sit down and record this and it's done. And I need to have stuff where it's like, all right, there's B-roll and there's a script and it's like really well produced and it's like helpful and stuff like that. And I think that I just need to have a nice list of things that are like, I can knock this out in the morning, and I have things that take me a whole week, and I work at those in conjunction with each other so that I can have daily videos. Because I've been doing the daily shorts, and I think I'm really split on that. So for those of you who don't know, I've been doing a short series called Day X of losing my job and becoming a full-time artist. And for one, I don't want to do that forever, because I'm not losing my job forever. Like if I'm hit a year of that, like at that point, I'm not losing my job. I lost my job a year ago and I'm just an artist, maybe a failing artist, but I am an artist. And I think that there's a level of, I do think that series though, it's really good. It like really humanizes me. Like, not to sound stupid. It's just, I think it really connects with people in the same way this series does. And I actually have been really pleasantly surprised how well this series has done. I try not to go too long, though, because I know that just me ranting for 15 minutes is probably a little much. I try to cap it at like 7. But as far as that goes, I don't know. The series, I'm really conflicted, because technically today is day 30. That was the initial challenge I set for myself. I'm thinking about kicking it out to 50. I'm also thinking about just scrapping it and going to just getting like 2 shorts that are high quality. Essentially, this is what really sucks with this whole thing. And I want to do a whole video on this too. Essentially, the fact of I want these projects I want to make, but they have to fit into the confines of what performs well in the algorithms, and the fact that I kind of love this short series, but it doesn't do as well as I'd hope, in the fact that the viewership that stays isn't very solid, because the swipe away rate is like 60%, which is kind of not that great, but it's because the first 4 seconds is me saying day X of losing my job and becoming a full-time artist. Whereas if I have like a crazy pan in, or like something, I say something outrageous, like, not that I love that, but that gets better views. Like usually I do a day blank and I do another video, and usually my other video does substantially better because I actually have a good hook. And what I will say though is, for that other video, the people who do stay, that 40% who stay, the amount of subscribers I get, the amount of people who, and that's where I'm like blown away too, the amount of people who have, in both this video and that series, have reached out to me and been like, I've lost my job. I'm terrified. It's really nice to see, like, that really makes me feel like I'm at least doing something, even if I just feel like I'm spiraling, because it feels like you turn on the news every day and it's like layoffs here, cutbacks there. This company just laid off 50,000 people. This company just laid off, there's a lot of people out there hurting. And that's where I'm not mad that people can't buy calendars. It's just like, I'm like, I get it. I hope we all land on our feet. I hope we all figure it out. But I think what's really important is that I really just focus on making long form. And I think I'm kind of leaning towards scrapping the short form, because I just think it doesn't necessarily, it's not that it doesn't yield enough. It's that there's only so many hours in the day and you can only do so much. And I think it takes away from me pursuing the things I want to do. And I think I should just make other shorts, or I could do another series. I could do like, photography tips that anyone can use on their phone or something like that. Like, I don't know. It's just, there's easy stuff like that where it might have a little more broad appeal of, And that's the thing about photography and the whole thing about YouTube that's actually been a little bit of a harder transition for me, especially pointing the camera at myself. I with photography, I'm not a huge fan of like making the photography about me. I have never really taken a lot of photos of me like holding a camera. And that's like what's funny is like for YouTube, I'm like, oh, now I need to get a ton of B-roll of me like walking around with a camera in hand so that when I'm saying something, I have a clip to put there. And it's just not, it's never been about me going to the places and doing the things. It's about the things and places that are existing and like that they're cool or awesome or sad or whatever the emotion is that exists. Like that's what it's always been about. It's never been about me being the person to go there. And I really never want this to be like, and that's like the day X of whatever. Like, I think it's nice that people can be like, hey, I'm losing my job. And I actually really look forward to tuning in because it makes me feel optimistic, even if I don't feel optimistic. I'm glad that can exist, but I also don't want it to be like, it's not about me becoming an artist. Like, it's that I just want to make art every day. And the only way you can do that is if you make a living from it. That's really the end and short of it. And then it's like, okay, well, you need to make things good enough that it's worth providing for you. Like, and then that's the level of like, it's not even that good art does well. It's really funny. I went to the American Writers Museum, and I'm sorry, I'm going to flip this out because I'm at 11 minutes. I really need to hurry up. I went to the American Writers Museum this weekend, and it was crazy reading about like the upbringing of like, it was something they had like 250 like American authors and stuff in there. But it was crazy seeing like how many of them were just like Nepo babies and had a bunch of money to write, or how many of them were like doing side hustles. It was just crazy. Not really the point. That was a way better museum than I thought. If you're ever in Chicago, you should really check it out. That's kind of it. Next week, this series will actually go on until I'm really feeling good about making a living from this, and I might even go past that. I really like this series. I really like getting to just talk candidly. And that's what I don't like about the short. The short, I feel like it's kind of just me doing the exact same thing every day. It's like, I woke up, I wrote scripts, I edited, I filmed, I wrote scripts, I edited, I went to bed, I woke up, I filmed. It's just that over and over and over again. I'm like, how interesting can that really be? And then I can add more value to it, but the longer the videos get, the less the watch time gets. And so it's like, oh, then it doesn't get pushed. And then it's like maybe 150 people see it, and then maybe it connects with like one person, which is great. But at that point, I should just put all that energy into a long form where people actually want to sit and listen to me talk for maybe 12 minutes. I really need to stop talking. Thank you so much for watching. Next week, we'll do it again. Subscribe for more. Cheers.